100,000 miles at 100 miles an hour.
These cars are cute. They got a lot of character.
Two guys in a racy sports car. We look like the guy in the Flomax commercial. Hi, girls.
Hi, I'm Dennis Gage. Thanks for tuning into My Classic Car, home of the certified car nut. Well, this week we're on a Jay Leno shop again. I love this. You know, Jay and I have become good friends over the years, and it's always good to see what he's got going.
What do you mean he's at the gate? Tell him I'm not here. Hey, Dennis.
Jay.
Hey,
Jay,
good to see you.
good.
What's up?
Well, I was just in the neighborhood. Thought I'd stop by.
Well, it's always good to have you. We love having you come by when I'm busy working on something.
Well, that's the best time to catch you, man.
Yeah,
and you're always working on something cool.
Well, this is kind of cool. You know, gas prices are going crazy. Hemis, that stuff's nice, but it's expensive to drive around. I was trying to find the thriftiest, smallest, most fuel-efficient sports car I could find and still have fun. And I think I found it.
The Honda S600.
Yeah, this is sort of the grandfather of the S2000. You know, if you look at the modern S2000, you can see a lot of the styling cues were taken from this car. This was Honda's first production sports car. They were not brought to the United States because they were just considered too small. It's 600 cc's. When you realize that a Sprite or any of those are 1100 or 900, this is half the size of an MG, but
was it underpowered? Because, I mean, that is a tiny engine.
It was 57 horsepower. It weighs 1,500 pounds. And unlike some of the British sports cars of the era that had plastic windows, you got roll-up windows, you got a convertible top, radio, heater. I mean, it was a fully equipped sports car. It was really like a complete car in miniature.
Right-hand drive?
Right-hand drive because it was sold primarily in Japan.
But it never came to the U.S.?
No, because with 600 cc's on our superhighways, it's not supposed to be a high-speed road machine. It's really something for zipping through, back lanes and things of that nature. But that being said, there's an awful lot of power here, and it's a lot of fun to drive. Think about it. The red line is 9,500 RPM in 1964. I mean, most of the tax back in the day only went to 9.
Yeah. And that was
remember
just for
the
extra
movie
numbers.
Red Line? Was it Red Line 7000? Remember that? Red Line 7000. Oh my God, we're all going to die. James Caan, look out. I mean, that was a big deal. So to rev at 9,500 RPM, plus when you're cruising at 70 this thing and that tack is sitting at 8,800 RPM or whatever, you think it's going to blow up, but it's not. It's just a different way of looking at it. Let me show you the motor. You'll get a kick out of this thing. Like I said, twin cam, roller bearing crank. If this said Porsche on it, it would be $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the Porsche was. The Porsche was a roller bearing crank, and it had high revs, and this is completely stock with the exception of the carburetors. I have a little more modern carburation on it. But other than that, it's exactly as it would have left the factory. This is the original color. This was their big high-end model. This is the SM model.
So it's a four-cylinder?
Four-cylinder.
Four-cylinder.
Yeah.
And it'd be a parallel or an inline four?
Inline four.
Kind of laying off this way, right?
Yeah, laying on its side, much the way you would a slant 6.
Yeah.
Plus, it has something unique. You have chain drive to the rear wheels. You have a drive shaft, which goes to a differential, which goes out, and then you have 2 chains that go to the rear wheel, giving you a kind of interesting form of independent suspension. Yeah.
And the exposed chains?
No, the chains are enclosed in an oil bath. Can you see it?
Yeah, on each side.
But, it was a really fully equipped sports car for the period. You had a wooden steering wheel, you had a tack, you had a 4-speed gearbox. I mean, it's just a wonderful little engine to drive, and it's so light. Just turn the key and it starts. I mean, there's no cranking. It just turn the key and it sits there. Yeah, it sits there and idles.
And I love the sound. I mean,
it's
it actually has sort of a baby Flowmaster sound.
Well, you know what? It's kind of like one of those little dogs that's no threat. It goes, that's what it is. It's like one of those little dogs. You just laugh at it, but it sounds so vicious. Oh, I mean the valves look like golf tees. It's a
the pistons can't be.
It's an actual engine you can take, and while you're having dinner with your wife, you can work at it at the dining room table. I mean, all right, a lot of wives might not go for that, but
if you pick the right woman.
If you find the right woman, you can do that, believe me. You can actually have it at the dinner table. Honey, so it's really a fantastic little car. I mean, to me, it's always so much more fun to drive a slow car quickly because you know a fast car, it's easy to drive fast. You just step, you know, to make this handle and go around corner, and it makes just terrific noises.
Well, you're downshifting with your left
95
hand.
RPM always sounds good.
So this is a blast to drive and everything. Is this one we can take out?
Come on, let's take it out.
All right, man. Seat belts, even in 64.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a tight fit, isn't it?
Not bad though.
Well, once you get in, it's really nice, actually.
Not bad.
Not a lot of extra room, though, is there?
No, but it's not bad. I think there's more room than in a Sprite.
Wow! Sounds like F1.
See, much faster than an MG.
I love the sound.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. It really gets addictive.
You're addicted to 8,500 RPMs.
Oh yeah.
They must be blown away when they see this little thing go by.
I know, yeah. The funny thing is, you think you're screaming along, and then you look over and there's like a girl putting lipstick on in a Toyota Camry. You know, you go, oh, I guess I'm not going that fast.
It sure sounds good, though.
Yeah, but it sounds good.
Sounds great.
That's, you know, cars should be fun. If it's not going to be fast, it ought to be fun.
What a screamer. Man, you just be banging through the gears all the time with
Oh,
this.
yeah.
It just sounds so great.
If you live in Vermont or Connecticut or Western Massachusetts, those little roads, there's nothing more fun. It's not really a highway car.
Yeah. It's a twisties. It's a canyon carver. Yeah.
We'll let Dennis take it for a ride up here. Hi, girls!
He's just toying with you.
It doesn't handle bad, does it?
Oh, it's tight. I love it. And it's very stiff suspension. I can see why you take this one out a lot, though. The sound is addicting.
It's a lot of fun. It's great for short trips and hops around. Okay, but suppose you're saying, look, 600 cc's, 57 horsepower, that's too much for me.
Kind of beefy.
Yeah, you got anything smaller? We got something smaller. Come on back.
Man, what a nice car. Zippy, very powerful.
It is
little
zippy,
car.
it is fast, but you know, there are a lot of guys that can't handle 57 horsepower. 600 cc's, woo, please, I got a wife and kids. Well, here's something even smaller. This is the NSU Spider. This is a 1966 Wankel engine. It is the first rotary engine car ever built. People think Mazda invented the rotary. They didn't. The Germans invented the rotary, but it took the Japanese to perfect it. There's a very famous story about early rotary engines, the seals not lasting very long. And the Japanese bought the patent rights from Felix Wankel, from the Germans, determined to get it to work. And the guy was sitting there with his pencil, you know, one of those apocryphal tales, and the lead in the pencil. Oh, lead seals. Let's try lead. And that's what they did. And consequently, they came out with the twin. The Mazda Cosmo is the first twin rotor.
Yeah,
this is the first Wankel engine ever. But let's explain what a Wankel engine is for people who don't know.
I've always been mystified by those, Jay.
Okay, this is here's a cutaway of a Wankel engine right here. Here's your combustion chamber here. As it comes around, it goes bang. It's, you know, it fires and spins this and keeps this spinning over and over again. And you have the exhaust port on one side, your plug there, your exhaust port on one side, intake on the other. And that's how a Wankel engine
Does
works.
it fire once a revolution, or it fires 3 times per revolution?
No, it fires once a revolution. Bang, bang, bang. It just keeps
Okay.
spinning. The great advantage is extremely lightweight, high revving, smooth. Remember when we were kids, there was that Mazda, and a Mazda engine goes, yeah, that whole deal, yeah. Yeah, there was, I like that one, and the, what was the Comet, 100,000 miles at 100 miles an hour. Yeah, those
That was another classic.
Yeah,
You had to grow up then.
Other people listen to the Beatles. I was listening to that. But,
Commercials,
but
right.
enough about that. Let's get back to.
Let's get back to the
Wankels.
Spider.
This is the great advantage to a Wankel engine. Extremely compact. Fits right under there.
It's under the trunk
A
floor.
lot of interesting engineering here, much like a Volkswagen. Your engine's hanging out over the rear wheels, over the rear axles. Pretty well appointed car. You know, you got the Europa radio.
Well, it's a great looking car, but
It is. Well, it looks sort of, people think it's an AMFA car.
it does have that kind of, doesn't it?
Yeah. You know, and you know, it's not a car that you could really exhibit any appreciable road rage. Hey, buddy! Hey! You know, look at that.
Yeah, right. All right.
Hey, I got you know, so it just kind of makes you smile. You know, you really can't get angry at anybody driving one of these things.
Okay, you've solved my horsepower problem. I feel safer at only 500 cc's and
Right,
50
right.
horsepower now. But I got a wife and 2 kids.
Well, then you want to move up a little bit. You want to move up into what I call the big car field. This here is a Fiat Millecento, 1100 cc's. This is an all-original 1959 Fiat. They get 40 miles per gallon. They have a lot of personality. They're really lively and a lot of fun. You know, everybody's car collecting is about Shelby Mustangs and Hemi Cudas.
There's
and
really a car for every
100th
pocketbook,
No,
though.
there really is.
Yeah,
And you know something? When you take something like this to a car show or this to a car show, people come out of the woodwork. What is that? What?
Yeah,
That thing's
yeah.
pretty cool.
I mean, it looks like it's hardly ever been driven.
No, it's only got 9,000 miles. This car was bought new in '59. It was put in this guy's living room in '62. I don't know. I don't go there. But that's what happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
these things
there are
happen.
people who are collectors. You know, when you, if you know your medieval history, you know the ancient monks that squired away the Book of Hours and all the religious artifacts and kept them from the marauding hordes and kept them safe. And there are people who do that with cars, you know. This was quite a pivotal car in Italian history. It was a nice sized car for the European roads. This was
Yeah.
about a middle sized car. It wasn't tiny.
What year?
This is a '59. So this would have been probably the Italian equivalent of like a Fairlane.
Wow.
As you can see, there it
that's
is
your
right there.
basic little Fiat, isn't it?
Just get yourself a good motorcycle battery. That's all it takes. And wonderful car to drive. Like I say, 40 miles per gallon. You know, it revs, it drives nicely.
Is this a steering box?
Oh, that is the steering box.
That
yeah.
is the weirdest.
Look at that.
That is the strangest setup I think I've ever seen.
That's kind of a fun thing about it. And it handles. I mean, it's a great car on a twisty road. They're just a lot of fun to drive, much like the Honda 600. Yeah.
Well, is this one that we could actually, you know, just
Yeah, we can
just
take
go around
this
the
out.
block in? I mean, I just like to see what it feels like.
Yeah, let's take it out. Angelo, Vincenzo, get in the car. As you see, quite a bit of torque here.
A 4 on the tree.
Oh, you never seen that?
I have seen
Most
it.
Europeans are that way. Saab is that way. This Alfa Romeo had 4 on the tree. Being enthusiasts, we always tend to think of cars as being for enthusiastic purposes, but most people just wanted them to drive.
Yeah.
The column shift really made it easier to drive the car. I'm gonna let Dennis take the wheel now. I just want to warn Dennis, this is not 600 cc's. This is 1100 cc's. So just
I'm a trained professional, Jay.
try to keep
I'm-
good.
I will
Put the emergency brake on.
curb my enthusiasm here.
Let's see what this baby can do.
All right, here goes. 1100.
Take it easy.
1100 cc's. All right. H pattern back here, right?
Up is for first.
Up is first. Okay. Here we go. 1100 cc's, unchained.
So you could have pulled away in second. You got plenty of.
Yeah, it is amazing.
That's the beauty of 1100 cc. These are wonderful driving cars, you know. Wonderful city cars. Nice turning radius. But you see how tight it is? There's no rattles or bangs.
But she shifts nice.
Shifts nice, drives very nice.
Smooth sounding engine. And it's a Fiat what?
Millecento, which means 1100 in Italian.
Millecento.
Millecento.
Got it. So until our next meeting, remember, honor the timeless classics. I'm Dennis Gage with Jay Leno. Happy motoring.